Hello, everybody. I'm Lyndon Thorpe. As you know, welcome. This is Embodiment Q&A, and we're here every Friday at the same time, same place, of course, apart from when the clocks go back and all of that very confusing stuff. And today we're streaming to LinkedIn, so welcome LinkedIn members, and also to YouTube. And is growing like that on YouTube. Welcome all the new people there. Got lots and lots of new subscribers. So welcome, Embodiment Q&A. And as usual, as has become a kind of tradition, got my two lovely guests waiting in the wings. And we're going to have another wonderful discussion today. And we're talking today about stepping into the light. And really, we want to relate this to the self and how important working with the self is, the true self. And this is a great time to think about this as we come to the end of 2025 and we start to think about 2026. Now is the time to work on your 2026 image. Don't leave it too late. You'll miss the boss. It's very important. Okay, so let's get started. As usual, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to set the scene with a voiceless video. I really think this is so important. And I've had lots of feedback from people telling me how wonderful it is that they can enter into the spirit of our life when they're hearing impaired, ADHD, not able to concentrate, and the images and the slides, the captions really do focus people. So I'm so thrilled that that is making an inclusive difference. I feel so strongly about that. Using blended media is really so important for us out on the internet. So let me share my screen, and I hope my lovely guests will enter into my. Love to see what their reaction is once we get into it. Here we go. Okay. Just a little introduction, and a couple of videos were having problems there, so I skipped them. Never mind, I don't know why. And we're out of sync a little bit too. So anyway, without more ado, let me bring guests. And by now, just a moment. Little bit of interference here. Just a second. There we go. Okay. So here's Ebishila. Hi. And here's Muhiba. Hi. Welcome. So good to see you both. So yes, I tried to set the scene by using a slideshow I made for the Wednesday masterclass, which was called From Scattered to Sovereign. And it's all about, how we scatter ourselves and how, if we want to step into the light, we need to gather everything together and become this solid, strong person who strides into the limelight. So, any reactions to the video, to the slideshow? Any comment on?
Yeah, like you said, it kept breaking up, so I couldn't really get it. But I mean, what I really got from it, because, you said at the beginning, you said when your mind runs, your body disappears. And I was trying to think, what does that really mean? And then the comparison between scattered and sovereignty. And at the moment, because I'm not in my base, my friend went into hospital for an operation. So I'm cat sitting for her, and I have to go to the hospital to take some things to her, and I'm trying to do my work, and I'm trying to think, okay, how can I? So I think I was feeling the mind running away.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I was feeling the mind running away, and I started, because a part of the video talks about taking the deep breaths, and so that reminded me that just take the calm and just take the deep breaths, and I started feeling better. So that's what I got from the video. So
good.
Thank you.
Sorry it was so. The reception was not so good. Sorry about that. StreamYard seems to be struggling at the moment for some reason.
Yeah.
Muhiba, what did you think about the slides? Good morning, good afternoon.
Yes. Good morning, Lyndon, and good afternoon, everyone. I start with such an authentic description by Ebby of how sometimes we are scattered. And that's a beautiful description. You want to be here and there, and you want to do this and that. And this is responsibilities, and this is taking care. At the same time, you need to take care of yourself, of someone else, of someone else's something. And that's exactly what happens when sometimes, and this happens so often at a younger age, when we have so many responsibilities as a career woman and a mother and a wife and a social being. All these come together, and it reminds me of these dancers who go, wow, and they have one leg here, one leg there, and one arm here and one arm there. And you say, how can they do it? And that's exactly how we try to do it when we have so many responsibilities. And the best thing, as is mentioned, I go to the video, the best thing to do when one feels scattered, indeed, when feels one thing is going here, one thing is going there, my mind is here, my body is there, is pause. And you say it in the video. Pause, something fantastic, breathe. And I've been a coach for 5 years. And funny enough, pause and breathe came to me spontaneously when I was 18 or so, when I moved from home to university, and I was alone and lonely. And when I felt lonely and not at ease, I would authentically, automatically told by my whole sit, lie down. I used to lie down, pause in silence, close my eyes, and breathe.
Breathe.
It came to me just intuitively. It's decades later that I started hearing about this as a therapy practice. And this tells you how inside us we have all the remedies. We just let them flow out and they do. So that is
Yes.
something so important. And you speak of
Yes.
body and mind. And as usual, I am a team leader who puts every team member as an equal. And so I would say it depends. Sometimes my body leads and my mind follows. And sometimes it's the other way around. My mind leads and my body follows. But I give a chance to every part of me to participate so that it is the whole that takes care of me.
Okay. Lovely. Yeah. Yes. I think, we live in an era of mind. The intellectual mind has become so important over the last 300-400 years. And it's really difficult to realize that actually the body is the true mind. And I often talk about the heart. The heart is incredible. If you've ever studied it, as I have in great depth, I've held hearts in my hand as they beat and so on. And it's extraordinary because it has so many neurotransmitters in it. So it is connected to this brain, the brain organ, but it also is 60 times stronger than the brain. It emanates electromagnetic vibrations 60 times stronger than the brain. So I always teach that the heart is the brain of the body, really. And if your heart is open and wide and you're a huge container, then you're going to be truly happy and you're going to be truly successful. So I think the heart is really important. But yeah, if we then yes, the most extraordinary relief to that feeling that maybe Ebby's feeling at the moment. She's all over the place because she's not in her usual spot and things are, not predictable, I guess. And so, yeah, what do? We breathe. And this has, I must say, in my life as especially in Japan, the breath has been so important because of panic attacks. I think I've mentioned this before. Japanese students really panic. They're terrified of, their peers and terrified of stepping out and speaking out because it's against all the cultural mores, on quite a few occasions in graded presentations and so on, students have completely stressed out and fainted and stopped breathing. Yeah. And so the first thing to do is to get them to breathe again. A nice sort of fist on the upper chest will get them breathing again. And then they emerge from that incredible stress and start to settle down. So I think, breath it's our greatest asset, and it costs nothing. It's free, which is wonderful. And so, I think the heart is great. Now, I sent you some questions. Have you had a chance to look at them? I made them particularly kind of mysterious. I wanted to see what your reaction would be. So, yeah, the first question is all about.
I didn't hear the keyword. What was the keyword at the end of your sentence?
Didn't you catch it? Mysterious, a little mysterious.
Oh, they are. They are.
Good. Actually, these questions come from some work I've done within the Buddhist realm, where we talk a lot about light and awareness and so on. So I've kind of extrapolated from them and made them slightly more worldly. But yeah, they are actually looking at the mystical a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so the first section is all about awareness and light. And this was Ebby's inspiration. You know, what can we do in 2025 to get rid of what we don't need and what doesn't serve us, to make space for something new, something bright, hopefully. And so we can let more light in for 2026. So, Ebby, when did you first notice between living in your light and living in your shadow? I know this really happened to you, and I'd love to hear you articulate this.
Gosh, when did I first notice? That's a difficult time, because I don't know when I first noticed. Oh gosh, are you talking about now or past?
Well,
oh, sorry, you're breaking up.
You know, the difference between just surviving, which you've described before, and then suddenly being aware of the light and your potential.
In the past, I suppose that came up gradually, in terms of, because you don't know what you don't know. And I think at the time, I didn't know. It kind of like was normal for me. But now, what's going on in my life right now, I can see it. And so I'm having to take, so when did I first notice? The body tells you, doesn't it? So you're kind of feeling unease, you're kind of feeling overwhelmed, feeling not confused, so there's no clarity, and you're just like all over the place, you know. And sometimes getting to the panic station, and I think I'm feeling it now, this week, because I moved to my friends on Monday, and then last night she sent me a text, can you bring me this, because my phone's not working, can you bring me that, can you bring me this? And it's like an hour and a half away, and I'm thinking, okay, I have a challenge on Monday, and I haven't really prepared for that, and I'm kind of thinking, okay, how am I going to fit everything in? Should I postpone? But I have to go to the post office, and I have to, so there's all these things going on in my head, and so I noticed that my body is not feeling at ease. So and then I thought, I've got this call this morning, and I'm thinking, oh, should I just say I can't come? No, I can't do that. And so I kind of thought, okay. And as I was watching the video, I'm thinking, okay, just breathe, because my body is like in panic mode.
Oh, good. I'm so...
I don't know what's in panic mode. Something's in panic mode.
I'm
having to take a deep breath and just like focus and think, okay, it's not life or death at the moment, you know. Just take a deep breath and just breathe and just take it easy, you know. Think about what I can do, what I can't do, you know. Focus, like you said. Pause, the pause. I'm writing about the sacred pause, and that pause. Stop and pause and breathe. Take deep breath.
you are among friends, so you can just relax and have an hour off from yourself before the weekend begins. And okay, Muiba, what about you? What about your
I would like to connect. Yeah. Thank you, Abby, for being so brave and coming despite your circumstances, because circumstances sometimes don't help. And if anything, we need to help circumstances. That's what you are doing. And so, yes, sometimes we go through periods like that. And thank you also for coming, because you are illustrating the very theme, how we are scattered and how we manage to say no and come to calm down, come to feel better. And that's what you have done. And the second point I would like to connect what was mentioned in the video between light or darkness, and what you said, that after all, it's not a matter of life or death. And that is where we shouldn't go, that we consider, oh my God, as you spoke of Japanese, because in Japanese culture, it's success or suicide. It's success or kamikaze. You don't mess around, you know. And so if we can convince people that life is not about life or death, there's so much space in between to return to life. This is the theme of today's session. We refuse to go there. We go back to ourselves, to our peace of mind, to our breathing, to our silence, to our stillness. This is where we can find that peace that can give us the strength to continue with responsibilities and chores that Abby is talking about. Now, in my life, I had two great moments in my life at the age of 32 and the age of 52. And at the age of 32, I said to myself, if I were to die, I will not allow anyone to cry. I will cry for having missed a lot. And at 52, I said, well, no problem. If I were to die, I will not allow anyone to cry, because I would say, I've done it my way. I've done it all my own way. So it's this transformation that I went through from 32 to 52, which means that I was not confused. I was aware that being and doing were not in alignment. 52, I said, no problem. I have done what I have been. And that gives you alignment and peace with yourself. After that, I said, no problem. Whatever happens will happen to my whole body, soul, heart, lungs, mind, all of it. And they will get together. And I always insist in leadership on teamwork. They will all get together and protect me, get together and take me out of that scattered space, of that space of shadow. So I relied on every part of me throughout the rest of my life to take care of myself.
Lovely. Wow. That's very moving. And yes, the prospect of death is an incredible. In fact, the Buddhist teachings are very much about that. You know, people consider it to be a little morbid, but in fact it's superb, because every moment is so precious when you consider that the next moment you could die in whatever circumstances you're in, you know, whether it's an accident or an illness or whatever it is. And I think we are so afraid and conditioned concerning death. We're scared of death and pain and those things in developed societies. And so I think coming close to death is a great teaching, because it makes us value the now and the here, and our incredible existence, which is only possible by virtue of the planet and breathable gas, the only planet we know of that provides breathable gas, and also our incredibly evolved bodies, which can process that raw oxygen and retain the nutrients and kick out the unwanted, harmful components. So, yeah, this appreciation, this gratitude for simply being, for me, has always been so important. And the threat of death, as some people see it, I don't see it as a threat, but of not existing, if you like, makes every moment count so much. And I think in life, I have really made every single moment count. And that has brought such joy. Yeah. So, yeah, very interesting to move towards the topic of death. But, yeah, let's talk about light now. Okay, so light is an incredibly strong thing. And of course, if we don't have darkness, we can't see the light. We can't really appreciate it without that contrast. So, Ebby, what constitutes light for you? When do you feel the light entering you? When do you feel a light with joy or inspiration, whatever?
I think, like you said, you appreciate the light when you have the darkness. Otherwise, you can't really see the lights, can you? Yeah. So, for me, what was the question again? So,
when have you experienced the light? When do you ever feel that a light feeling? You know, the coming into the picture. You know.
Yeah, I suppose I would say all the time, because like for instance, like I've just seen the light, kind of, you know, and I felt it a bit in terms of, oh, this is what's going on. I probably didn't have enough sleep, so that didn't help, because I probably went to bed about 3 o'clock. So I'm trying to edit my book, and I'm struggling with the app, you know, the app to get it all lined up properly.
Formatting, yeah.
The formatting, yeah. And I'm thinking, oh, how do I do this? How do I do this? So that's all going on in my head, you know. How do I try to get it all in line? And I'm thinking, okay, it doesn't matter. There's somebody I can ask, you know. So seeing the light, realizing that there is a deadline, but realizing that there's no need panicking, just move away from it. So just being aware. I think the light comes when you're aware, when I'm aware anyway, of what's going on, and knowing what I can do to help myself to be grounded. So maybe I need to take off my shoes or stand in the grass. I am in the city at the moment, so not a lot of grass. I have to find it's all concrete, which is not very great for grounding. I have to go find some grass, take off my shoes, maybe on ground, breathe, go outside, look up in the sky. I love the sky. I don't know if the sun's going to come out today, but look up at the sun and just find things that are going to take me away. So that just helps me to be, like you said, I think in the video there was something about grounding. It's very important to ground, to be able to get back into, is it homeostasis? To get really everything to be aligned in my body. The chakras aligned. Yeah.
Yes. So great.
That's my experiment for today, and I will let you know next week how it goes.
Right. Good. Yes. Keep in touch, and if you need any help, I'm here.
Yeah.
So yeah, the light. Well, I've been talking to people this week about light, and it's just amazing how many people feel totally in the dark. And of course, this is overwhelm. It's maybe burnout. And, you know, I can really irritate people because I'm always talking about the light. And so in that situation, I feel that it's such an extraordinary gift to be alive, to exist, you know. But many people don't ever think about that and don't ever consider it. So I was meditating with some people the other day, and I told them that they should be so grateful for their breath because of planet Earth just a month ago. And the fact that if we didn't have the planet of abundance, we wouldn't have the oxygen, we wouldn't exist. And a couple of people were so shocked by that. They'd never thought about it. So, you know, this really excites me because I think there are so many things we can bring to people to create awe. I think many people have lost the sense of awe. And that's because we're so comfortable. We've got so many conveniences, I think. But to be in awe of something is such an exciting feeling. You know, if we can rekindle that in people. So these people were saying, oh, gosh, I never thought of that. And I'm going to think of it much more often now. And thank you, and so on. So yes, if we can help people rekindle awe instead of anger and satisfaction and road rage and things like that, all these things seem to have replaced that very fundamental human awe, being in awe. And yeah, so this is really so much part of our mission, I think. Muhiba.
Thank you so much. As usual, Lyndon, you've left me too long. So you've got so many answers. But no, I won't take all that time. I would like to say that I call moments of darkness when I lose my human rights. When I have had this a couple of times in my life, when someone just all of a sudden stops answering my calls, stops responding, stops answering even my letters, my texts. And when this person returned to me a year later, I said, you will never be my old friend again because you have taken away my human right to respond, right to answer, right of self-defense. And I had this also with somebody who was talking to me for 20 minutes. I didn't say anything. And then I said, could I answer? And she said, no. I said, okay, that's the end of our relationship. And that is darkness for me. It's to feel that if I cannot speak out and respond, no matter how much we disagree, you know, disagreement does not frighten me. It enriches me. It triggers thoughts in me, it triggers feelings in me. I love disagreement because if we are all the time saying, yes, yes, I love what you say, and you say, yes, yes, I love what you say, what are we learning? We're learning with right. I also want to learn how, oh, I might be wrong. And there is the learning. There is the life lessons I'm looking for. So I never refrain from disagreement. And I never feel emptied or in darkness when there is this sort of arguments. I feel my mind is bright, bright, bright. Or my body, my soul, my spirituality, every part of me is becoming alive and in light in the middle of an argument. So what? So my point is that it is light for me to be able to communicate, to connect. And here comes gratitude, my greatest value. I call it the mistress of values. I am
Yes.
grateful for any moment in life. I'm grateful for breathing. And I tell people around, look how, and I use your term, beautiful one, in awe. I say, we can live without a machine. We can walk without a machine. I can go to the bathroom by myself. And they say, what are you talking about? I say, I'm talking about basics, the beauty of basics. I'm an independent person because I rely on myself. This gratitude takes away or keeps away any negative feeling.
Mm.
Hold
Yeah.
in me a negative feeling. You can tell when people have got negative feelings in them. So I ask them, are they serving you? They say, no, get rid of them. They are not serving you. They are not serving. Go to light by just saying, no, get out of me. Or don't approach me, you negative feelings. You are darkness. You are emptiness. I don't allow my body to have any space for you. I want to be light. Never go into shadows and never go into this negative side. Appreciate the moment. I liked also the fact that you said appreciation, nature. I call nature the healer. If I'm not feeling at ease, I go out, walking, swimming. I just come out of swimming. I will be going swimming later. Today, I come clean, say, body, mind, soul, spirit, all of me, clean, virgin again. That's how I go throughout life. Whatever doesn't serve me is not going to serve others. Get it out. No space for any negative feeling.
Well, this is a really excellent example of self-compassion. I think that we can stay with ourselves no matter what, whether it's dark or it's light or we're suffering or we're in pain. We stay with it, and we are hugely strengthened by this self-compassion. And for me, the perfect combination is self-compassion and awe, having the, like a cat. If you watch a cat, I love cats, and if you watch them, wherever they are, yes, you've got a cat, Abby, that's what I was thinking.
Two
If you,
here. That's
two,
I'm cat. They're kittens. So that cat sitting my friend who's in the hospital.
yeah, I know.
Johan and Felix. And Johan's very shy, and Felix doesn't have a good appetite.
Johann and Felix. Wow, sounds like somebody's very musical.
Yes, she plays the
Johann
piano behind
Strauss.
me. She's got two of them. She plays the piano.
But yes, if you watch a cat, even when it's in the environment it knows very well, we think, then it enters that environment as if it's never, ever been there before. That always fascinates me about cats. They look around as if they've never seen this place before, never smelt it. So everything is new to them. And to me, that epitomizes awe, that even though they live in the same place, they go through the same routines, maybe every single day, it's all brand new.
If I may add,
Yes, you may. Go ahead.
I may add, beautiful. What you have just said is fantastic. And if I may add, I absolutely believe in self-compassion in its own right, and self-compassion that helps me have compassion towards the other through
Yes.
curiosity. You said it, curiosity. My friends call me
Yes.
Muhiba the curious, because when I look at the other, I just imagine the other is in pain, the other is in darkness. I need to have compassion towards the other. If anything, I become more compassionate by stating that the other needs me and my compassion to feel better. Not at all to aggress or have what we see with cats going like, no. Other needs my compassion too, needs self-compassion and needs my compassion. So my curiosity that takes me into compassion towards the other has a tremendous effect in calming me down. I say I'm not responding to aggressivity or to sometimes even some sort of not a pleasant reaction. I smooth it and say, no, I'm not going there. I will go the opposite way, make it smooth and nice.
So you protect yourself. Yes,
And
I
the
think it.
other, and little by little the other against their own aggression or their own aggressivity or irritability. So I do protect myself by saying, you're doing well. You're not responding to irritability or aggression. And it may help the other become less irritable, less aggressive.
Yes, 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 that's lovely. And I think, yes, for me, light is connected with that. You know, self compassion is, yeah, my inner light, really. And I can share that with others who need the light, my light. And again, we come to the self and Ebby and self love. You know, it's so important that we allow our light to shine. And if we do radiate our compassion or our inner light, that allows other people to radiate theirs, I feel. And so we have all these beacons lighting up around each other. And so to me, love is a really important aspect of human life. Ebby, tell us about light in your self-love philosophy.
I
How does it
think
feel?
I've found out that everything begins with you. It's everything just believes you. And I think the thing is that we always look at others, and that does not allow the light to shine. And as you start to look more at yourself and you start to have the self, I mean, I call it self-love, other people might call it other things, because I believe we're magnetic beings. I don't know, I haven't quite understood. As a Buddhist, you probably could answer this question. So the purpose of why all this, why am I here? Where did I come from? Where am I going? All those questions, um, they're big questions to ask because science can't explain it. They've
No.
explained it as best they can, but they can't because they don't know. You can't explain something you don't know, and you can't know because it's so huge. And they only know a tiny bit. But what I've discovered is that as you start to focus on self, not in a selfish way, not
No.
it's all about me. When you start to focus on the internal, your light starts to radiate, and because we are magnetic, like you said, it attracts like. um,
Yes.
and if there's negativity around you, it's all about you, not excusing the negativity that's coming in, but it is about you, in that because we are magnetic, if you are perfect, for instance, you repel the negativity. So for me, if there's negativity around me, I think that's the symptom nature gives us. So if you're triggered by anything or anybody, it's a symptom. There's something I need to change within. And as you start to change, you start to radiate that light, and that light emits a lot of love, which is like we talk about. For instance, I say the planet is one thing. And I think a lot of people think the planet is a living thing like us. It breathes, it does stuff. And as we start to have love for self, we automatically we don't need anybody to tell us to do those things. Automatically, you will do what's right because you have so much love for self. You have love for everything around you, even the smallest insect. So you will protect the smallest insect. You will protect the planet. So again, that's why I think there's a song that goes, "All you need is love." Yeah, it's not as you start to love self, you will automatically love planet, and you will not need anybody to say that because you will see it and be clear. You will feel it, and you radiate all that energy and all that light. I mean, you call it light, maybe I'm calling it energy. So you radiate that energy naturally, and that's why I harp on about the self love because that brings light.
Yeah, wonderful. Yes, yes, it does. And as you say, we've got to be careful that people don't think of it as something selfish. And of course, there are people around who love themselves, over cherish themselves too much.
That's not
And
love, though.
that's not love. No.
That's
That's true.
arrogance, and that's a different thing.
Yeah, that's true. And so, yeah, I think if you imagine every single being in the world having self love, self respect, then we would have a very different population on this planet. And it would be really harmonious. You can see I'm an idealist, always have been, and a bit of a romantic thrown in. But yes, I long for, I long for people to have that joy, you know. Muy bem. I can see they're building up. Go ahead.
I repeat that I am a coach. I'm a transformational and relationship coach. So it all starts from within. I need to transform myself to become that better person I wish to become. I don't say the best version of me, I say a better version of me, because life is there for me to improve until last minute of my life. So this better version of me is all the time in progress, all the time in the making. At the same time, I'm a relationship coach. So I try to breathe well, to live well, to have a strong support system made up of people I love who love me, of events that brighten life, of natural phenomenon like even the rain or the sea or the forest. All of these, music, dancing, all of these come together to form, they constitute my support system. At the same time, I know that sometimes precious challenges come from within. And this is what I went through at the age of 32. And sometimes they come from outside. And there is where I say self love, absolutely basic. And this is where I use curiosity, I use humor, and I use compassion. Compassion towards the other, because the other also needs that compassion that they would have not had either from within or from outside. They need our compassion to calm them down, to tell them someone cares. Someone
Yes.
doesn't want to see you so irritable. And so I use, as I said, it could be humor, it could be curiosity, it could be my own well being to try to sort of somehow give some of this, as Abby says, something that is going to come out of me towards the other, so that I give back what I have been given. I often say, life has given me so much, I try to give back what I have been given.
Yes. Oh, that's
Which
lovely.
does not rule out challenges in life. I have got challenges that I have come to call tsunamis. We all go through tsunamis in life. when we are totally blown away. That's a moment in life. And then we'll recover and try to help others recover.
Yeah, that's nice. Yes. I think this time of the year is a great time to, as we said, to identify what we don't need, what is not serving us, and turf it out to make space. So, Abby, what are you going to turf out this year?
I don't know, because I've been toughing out things throughout the year, and I've tapped out quite a bit. So I think I'm just going to, at the moment, for me, I'm just going to take stock of where I'm at
Yes.
now, and then look at it, and then think about how I'm going to organize it for the coming months. Yeah, because I have been tossing out all through the year, and especially when September hit, I started talking about autumn and autumn leaves, and so I
Yes.
became really, really aware of letting go of things to create that space for something new to come in. So yeah,
So you're in a
at the
review.
moment I'm not turfing out anything. I'm just going to take stock. I
Yeah.
haven't.
Well,
I don't think there's anything for me to turf out at the moment because I'm in the work in progress and learning new stuff.
exciting. Good. And Maribo, what are you going to throw out? Have you got things to throw out?
I'm very proud of having welcomed in my life from an early age gratitude, from my early years, simplicity. I have welcomed flexibility and adaptability later in life. This is where my work goes. And the more challenges I get, and the more I welcome them because I say, aha, this is going to challenge my flexibility further, my adaptability, my understanding, my compassion further. These are the values I am developing in me further and further. And as I said, I don't mind challenges because they give me the rationale or the opportunity or the feeling that I can develop better and help others better.
Wonderful. It's amazing that when you think of our generation, the three of us, that we are still open to change and learning and absorbing and growing. And, many people of our generation gave up long ago. They finished their 9-to-5 grind life, as I call it, and retired. And, retirement is a kind of huge label that people wear around their necks, I think. And it seems to give them permission to do nothing and to stop growing and and of course that's when all the trouble starts with health and so on, because people don't feel that they're useful in life. They've got no purpose, and so they slowly just dwindle away and very often get very sick. So from the point of view of lifelong learning, often says, I'll be learning things on my deathbed. Well, me too. And Abby, I know. And so we are really a fantastic example, I think, of coming here on a Friday, every Friday, to talk about these things and to lead others to be as energetic and as aware as we are. Somebody said to me after my Wednesday masterclass, I invited Lisa Harper, who you both know, I think, the colourful Lisa. And so she came and co-hosted with me, and we had such a laugh because she's from my neck of the woods originally, as you know. So we've got the same sense of humour, identical sense of humour. So it was a huge laugh. And afterwards, she said to me, Lyndon, I don't know how people live any other way at this age. And yet I'm surrounded by people who become old, who just lie back and let life smother them almost. I can't do that. And yeah, we can't. And maybe we're a new generation of legacy leavers who will keep going until we integrate and leave this incredible legacy to younger people.
While listening to you, I had an insight, because I've always said I'm a lifelong learner. And when you spoke of until death, I said, and death will be the greatest life learning experience, because it will be the one thing I haven't got a clue about. I don't know what happened, when, why, whatever. So until the very last, very, very last, I'm going to have the most important experience in life, which is death. So going through, you see, wow, what a mysterious, going back to your word, what a mysterious experience, worth welcoming like else throughout life. Yeah.
Isn't it? I mean, it is such a mysterious process, the actual act living and then dying, which we still are not conscious of, that no scientist can really get to grips with the way people die. And so, yes, isn't it extraordinary that we keep going? We just keep going, even though we know it's all going to stop physically on the physical plane. But of course, that's only one of so many.
Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. And we are energy. So.
That's right. Yeah, there are this really proves, doesn't it, that there are so many different planes that we can exist on and in, and I always think about my Aboriginals, my gorgeous Aboriginals, who always say, when you ask them, how long have you been here? This is a question I asked this tribe.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see how they saw their history and how they saw evolution and so on. So I asked through an interpreter, Ninija, because the leader was called Ninija, and she became my great friend. I said, Ninija, have you been here? And she looked at me with these huge eyes, and she said, looking straight into my eyes, she said, oh, I've always been here. So I said, and will you always be here in the future? She said, oh, yes, always. So we are eternal beings. And I think their idea of the circularity of life is so lovely, that we'll just come round again. We'll just come back again. And of course, in the Buddhist teachings, we've got reincarnation and so on. And so I think that's a fabulous thought, that every word we say has a vibration. Mm-hmm. Every word we write has a vibration. And that vibration is stored in the universe because sound is indestructible. I love that. So I
love what you just said. That's what sound is indestructible. So that connects with we are energy. So yes. Everything, it's oh my gosh, the science is so it's amazing. Nature is science itself, which is very complex. Yeah, I love that.
But isn't that wonderful that every word we say, and that's why in the Buddhist teachings we are so circumspect about what we actually say, because once you say something, you can't take it back. It's there.
And it's vibrating,
That's right. It's vibrating in there. So one of my recurrent dreams, and I love this dream, is out in the universe, there are banks, shoals of sound that all humanity and all creatures, all earthly creatures have created since the beginning of time, whenever that was. And these shoals and banks of sound are glistening away in the universe, and they will always be there because time is a concept we have invented. It's only a concept. And so the Aboriginals really have never, ever used that concept. They are pristine in the way they view human life. So to me, that...
If I may add something about this, the discussion we are having right now is that I've always said, we think people pass away, they never go. What about my memories with my beloved ones who have passed away? They are here with me. I remember their words, I remember their hugs, I remember how they took care of me, my parents, my relatives, my friends, colleagues, all these people who have loved me, whom I have loved, and who have passed away. I still remember them as if. Sometimes I say, did that person die? And I'm remembering, yes, she did. Oh, yeah, because I'm still thinking of the person, how we connected and how we are still connecting. And I use this with people who love me now and who say, oh, my God, when you pass away, I say, no, I'll never go. I will stay. I will be there in your memories, in your touch, in your body, in your soul. Everything of me will be there. Yes, I will never go.
That's absolutely...
Body will stay with you. You will remember my body, my hugs, my kisses. Everything will stay with you. So no worry at all.
No, absolutely. And, this is, many people will poo-poo it and say, oh, rubbish, people die and they go. But it's not true. It's spiritually, because we are essentially spiritual beings, essentially. That's what drives us. That's what drives the engine of the body and the unlimited mind. The human spirit is remarkable, and I believe it's inextinguishable. And so, once we've come through our physical ordeal, if we can call it that, then we go back into the spiritual stratosphere and travel on. And that's what the Aboriginals say also. They say, oh, when human life is ended and I've completed all my lessons, because they see the manifestation in flesh as the lessons they still have to learn. And so when they've learnt their lessons, then the body dissolves and they go back traveling, and they call it traveling into the universe. It's lovely, isn't it? And so, yes, at a very young age, really, I really embraced this idea and never, ever have had any fear about any of this. And so, that's another thing I really want to bring to people, to get them to realize that we are eternal. Yeah. Wonderful. So we're running out of... Wow, we've gone out of time. Sorry, keeping you. And Ebby wants to go and have a hot bath and go to bed, I bet, because she's been up all night. And Moiba, you're going swimming, right?
Yes.
And I'm going to go and have a gorgeous dinner with some friends and go to bed very early, because I've had a very busy week, and I'm going to get some really good sleep. So, my dear friends, have a superb weekend, and we'll meet again next Friday, I hope. And any ideas about topics?
Difficult question.
Okay. Let's
of transparency, but we could go on to anything else. Remember, we spoke.
Yes, something we should look at before the new year? Okay. I'll get my thinking cap on and I'll write to you about that. So thank you so much for giving up your time, and especially Ebby when she's so in transit. And I hope you've got a few penguins in the background there that I think they will comfort you. Penguins and cats. No, wonderful combination. So fun. Okay, have a great time, and I'll speak to you very soon. Love to you both. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. So, thank you. Another wonderful conversation. Gosh, we do go deep, don't we? I'd be grateful for any of your comments if you're out there listening to this. And of course, we'll send you the replay, and I'll be sending clips out onto YouTube and to LinkedIn. So watch out for the clips, the wisdom clips, as I call them. And we'll be back again next Friday, and we'll possibly talk about transparency. So that's a great. And by the way, I wanted to remind you about my challenge. It's the AI Mirror Challenge. It starts on Monday. Ebby is also running a challenge, and we'll put the details under this window. And I think actually they're quite compatible, my challenge and Ebby's challenge. So we'll give you the details. And yes, the AI challenge will really help you to look into this amazing mirror that AI has become. I'm not going to say so much more than that because I want you to experience it. We'll put the link in the window beneath this live screen. And if you'd like to know more about the challenge, there are still lots of spaces left. I'm hoping lots more people will join over the weekend. Then, yes, just let me know and we'll send you the details. Okay, so thank you so much. Come and join us and really get inspired for the new year. Okay, thank you so much. See you next week. Have a great weekend and keep smiling. And remember, you are eternal. Bye for now.